So let's get to it. Bring the shins forward and the heels away from each other. Moving the flesh of the buttocks from the center of each buttock out and back. As you do that, already noticing what's changing in the body, be present. So any adjustment you make, feel for the reaction in the body, the reflection. Roll the shoulders back and down, lift the navel, the chest up. Lift up through the crown of the head to the ceiling. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to feel the gravity pulling you down from the inside. Softening the groins. Feeling the light touch, the touch between the base of the body and the floor. And just with each next breath out, allow yourself to let go, to be heavy. And then slowly, as you begin to press the tips of the fingers down and also begin to feel the upward force from the ground up, the kind of sucking up action in the palms of the hands and in the armpits and in the ribs. So as to allow the downward and the upward forces balance each other. And then with that, from the openness of the chest, don't close the chest at all as you place your hands in front. Roots of your thumbs against the chest, fingers slightly away from the chest wall. As the palms touch, feel the touch from the center expanding out to the sides. As you close the eyes from top to bottom, looking away from the thinking brain down towards the heart. Taking few breaths through the center of the chest, your heart center. Relax the face, all the facial muscles, widening the space between the eyebrows. Soften the eyelids. Let the eyes move back away from the eyelids. Relax the jaws, the tongue, and the throat. And after your next breath in, we'll do the 3 arms together in your own time, feeling the vibration of the sound in the body. As you breathe out, pull the head down, again surrendering the brain to the heart. Release the hands to your thighs and listen to the resonance of silence. And as you breathe in, lift the head up and open the eyes. And stretching the legs forward. Cross the legs the other way. So we'll start with some warming up, sitting cross-legged. Place your hands on the tops of the thighs. Head forwards and back a few times. Back to center, side to side. Back to center. As you press the hands down, rolling the shoulders. Forwards, up, back and down. Focusing on the movement back and down. And release, turn your palms to face up, pressing the backs of the hands down, rolling the other way. Back up, forwards and down. And releasing, As you breathe in, stretching the arms forward, interlock the fingers, palms away, inhale, stretch the arms up. And just bend the elbows first, bringing your hands close to the head. Roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades deep in against the back ribs. Taking your hands back more, and then slowly begin to extend again, but through the inner arms especially. Inner arms, inner hands, mounted the index fingers. Lengthen the sides of the body from the base all the way up. Breathe. And as you exhale, then release, just feeling how you are. And then again, as you inhale, arms forward and look the other way. Palms away, spreading the skin of the palms from the center out. And as you inhale, stretch the arms up. And once more, you can bend the elbows, roll in the shoulders back and down. Bring the hands back more, and then slowly begin to straighten the arms, slowly extending through the inner hands, mounted the index fingers. Lengthening the sides of the body, breathing soft, smooth breaths through the nose. And as you exhale, then you can release. And again, just feeling the kind of inner shiver after. And we're going to go to the side, taking your right hand down, left arm up and over. And just staying on the side. Pressing your left buttock down, extend from the outer left hip all the way through the tips of the fingers. Bottom shoulder back and down, bottom ribs are looking at the ceiling. And breathe. And then inhaling, coming back up. As you exhale, go to your left side. Press your right buttock down and extend from the outer right hip all the way up. Bottom shoulder back and down, bottom ribs are looking at the ceiling. And breathe. And then inhaling, coming back up to center. Press the fingers down to create space in the front, and as you exhale, then turning to the right side, left hand to the inside of the left knee. Inhale, lift, exhaling, turning. Taking the hand to the outside of the other leg. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn more. And then inhaling, coming back to center. The fingers down, lengthen through the front as you exhale, then to the other side. So right hand to the inside of the right knee. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. Lifting and turning. And then take your hand to the outside of the other leg, breathing in, make space, breathing out, turning more. And as you inhale, coming back to center. And we're going to come forward. So whatever you need for your head, have it ready. And as you inhale, stretching the arms forward and up, lengthening the sides of the body, reaching up through the tips of the fingers, and then coming forward halfway. Keep reaching through the tips of the fingers, but sitting down heavy in the buttocks. So they're not allowing all the weight to go forwards, but keep the buttocks heavy. And then with that, bring your fingers down. And as you pull the fingers towards you, let the chest lift. So it's that action of pulling towards, kind of as if you were scraping the floor towards you, lifting the chest. And then with that, see if you can go down lower. With your own breath as you breathe out, letting go where you need to, especially around the hips, the buttocks. And with the breath in, there's still that sense of lifting through the front body. And as you breathe in, come back to center. And stretching the legs forward. And you can cross the legs the other way. And one more time, extend forward, head the palms facing down. Inhaling, stretching up through the arms, lengthen. And this time feel that the length is more along the front of the body. Yeah, so you can really feel the abdomen lifting, the waist lifting. And then from there, go forwards halfway, again reaching through the tips of the fingers. And then bring your hands down, pulling towards you with the fingers to lift the chest more. And like so, then slowly come forwards. So with the breath out, letting go, softening around the buttocks, the hips. And with the breath in, still lengthening through the front body. And as you inhale, coming back to center. And stretch the legs. And have you got a bolster? Adho Mukha Virasana, but have a bolster. So you're sitting on the heels with the knees hip width apart, sitting between the heels. Let yourself become heavy first. And then coming forward, we're going to have the hands on the bolster. Extending, lengthening forwards. Actually, better like this, so when you have the forearms and the head can rest on the bolster also. But what I'm trying to get at is that there is a lift through the front. Yeah? So navel chest is lifting as you pull gently towards you with the forearms. Okay, so Adho Mukha Virasana like that. Yeah, so with the breath out, allow the buttocks to descend, to soften down. And with the breath in, there's still that length through the front body. And as you kind of still pull, as if when you were pulling with the fingers towards you, if you kind of pull with the forearms towards you, against the bolster, then see, can you get more lift in the chest? All right, and then from there, we can come into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you can take the bolster the other way just to make sure that it's under your head. Second the toes under, lengthening up and back. And if the head goes to the bolster, great, but don't collapse down. Yeah. So you first need that lift through the sides of the body. Buttocks need to be high. Strong legs, pulling up the knees, thighs back, lifting the buttocks high. And then see, does the head go down there? If not, don't worry about it too much. Breathing, soft, smooth breaths. Tori, straight legs, buttocks high. Go on. You might have to lift the heels a little bit more. To really lift the cheeks of the buttocks up to the ceiling. There's a slight drop. All right, and then as you breathe out, you can bend the knees, come down. And so, Adho Mukha Virasana one more time. Have a break to sit on this time. And have another for the head in front of you. So you're sitting with the feet now by the sides of the hips with the toes pointing back. So yes, all the toes are pointing back this time. And then coming forward, lengthening through the front body. But keeping the buttocks down, they want to lift, so keep them down as you bring your head down. So there's a kind of a deep, lengthening in the groin area as the thighs are rolling in more. See how this feels. Feel the spaciousness in your lower back. With the breath out, allow your buttocks to become heavier and heavier. All right, then from there you can come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana one more time. Take your toes under, lengthening back, lifting up. So slowly allowing the body to warm up and press the hands down evenly, inner hands down. Feel the line of extension from the index fingers through the inner wrists, inner elbows, inner shoulders, all the way up to the groin. The groins are moving back. And then from the little fingers through the outer wrists, through the outer elbows, outer shoulders, all the way up to the outer hips. Okay, and you feel those two lines of extension. Go on, Sarah, work those legs, pull up the knees. And as you exhale, bend the knees, come down. And we are going to get a belt. And we're going to work on leg raises, but in this way. You're going to lie on your back and have a belt. And hopefully, I don't know what, I know some of your belts are not so long, but it should do the job. So you're going to have just a little loop around the foot. Okay. Lie down first with your knees slightly bent so you can straighten the legs, kind of with a little resistance, allowing the back muscles to move away from the neck. Then bending the knee, just softening the head first. Then you're going to straighten the leg up, taking the belt. So you're holding the belt this way rather than that way. Yeah, so it's kind of hard for me to explain when you do it. Don't start towards each other, I suppose, because you want that action. Yeah? So a few times. So we're going to use movement to see if we can go a little deeper into the hamstrings. And then you feed the belt from right to left, pulling at the belt, letting the leg go out to the side, but the groins or the pelvis stays leveled. And then you're going to lift the leg up, and we're going to do the third one. The knee goes out to the side, and then you hold that belt with the same, so with your right hand, trying to get the elbow over your head, and then trying to bring the head towards the floor. Okay. Actually, you know what? After this one, we do this one, and then we take the leg to the side. Yeah, I'll talk you through it. Just it's easier than for the hip. Okay. So first start with your knees slightly bent, with the feet together. Press your feet evenly against the wall. And just as you slowly straighten the legs, as you press the feet against the wall, straighten the legs. Feel how the shoulders roll down, all the muscles of the back are moving towards the buttocks, and there is space in your neck. Then from there, you can bend your right knee. And just with the bent knee, hug the knee first, lovingly, and you can just soften. So this allows to really soften that right hip. And then you have the belt ready. If you don't, get it ready around the foot, just so it's a tight loop. Yeah. Straighten the leg up towards the ceiling, and you hold the belt with your hands. It's like feeding it through this way. So it's like you're like a puppet and a puppeteer at the same time. Yeah. And then, so give yourself a bit more slack there, maybe, Sarah. So taking the arms, you're trying to bring your arms overhead, and then taking the leg with you, but try and keep it straight. So do few movements, so don't be afraid to move. So you hold it with, yeah, so straighten the arms up, Liam, both, so you hold the ball with both hands, and then take it overhead. And have you got a little, you need a little loop, just, Marianne? So it's a small loop around the foot, because the belt then, you need a longer belt. You just, it's a different way of than we normally do. Okay, straight leg, straight leg. Okay. Marianne's with us now as well. Yeah. So just you should just have one strap. So it's a small loop. Look at me. Small loop around your foot, and just one. So you make it tight. So it's that small. My loop around the foot is that small. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll continue. So have you got it now? Yeah. That's it. And then just give it a quick try then. Arms overhead, and then arms overhead. That's it. And but have you got enough space there? You're too close to the wall. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get everybody together on the same page. All right, and then you can release the leg slightly, and you're going to let the knee go out. So bend your knee. You can catch hold of the foot with your left hand. Give yourself a bit of a slug here, and then take your elbow overhead. So it's the Supta Parangustasana 3 first. And then with that, see, can you bring the head down towards the floor again? So trying to have the head is in the notch of the elbow. And then, so if you need, and you have the belt, so if you need more slug, then do that. But it's important that the leg is in a right angle. Yeah, so look at me. So it's not there, but it needs to be up the foot. Yeah, so there's the right angle here. Because then otherwise you don't get into the hip so much. Sarah, so foot needs to come up higher towards the face. Foot up higher. All right, and then from there, so like this, you can release the head now, take your head down, but don't straighten the leg. I want you to straighten it, but out to the side, not up. Yeah, so once you already have that external rotation, just take the leg out. But I mean, you take your leg out and feed the belt from right to left, pulling at the belt with your left hand. Straighten both legs, make your legs strong and firm. Strong and firm legs, and breathe. Roll the belly from right to left. The back of the left thigh down, Sarah, I can see underneath. Left thigh down. Go on, push the left thigh down. All right, and then as you inhale, take your leg back up. Then you can bend your knee and we'll do the other side, okay? So little belt around your left foot. And just bend your knee and interlock the fingers around your knee, pull it towards you and soften that left hip. Make it soft. You're just releasing the hip. So if you're not holding it with your hands, it would just fall to the side. And then from there, you can stretch the leg up, hold the belt, and so you're going to, again, do the movement. So taking the arms, stretch your arms up straight, and then bringing the arms overhead, taking the foot with you a few times. So get yourself into a kind of a groove and few movements. And don't be afraid to really move, because sometimes these dynamic movements help us to go a little deeper. So don't just be static, Mariam, but move the foot. Yeah, so up and down. So going up and down. Yeah, good, Sarah. Up and down. Straight leg though, straight leg. See if you can get yourself into a flow with it. Straight leg. So if you can challenge yourself a little bit, go a little more than you would think. All right. Good. And then you can come back a little bit. And you're going to bend the knee out. So the knee is going out to the side, the foot is going towards the right shoulder. But again, you need to lift the foot up high so that the leg is in the right angle. Give yourself as much slack as you need to, but not too much. So taking the arm over your head. But it should be a little bit of a challenge to take your arm over. It shouldn't be too easy. And then see, can you bring your head down? Just release the head down towards the elbow and feeling that hopefully in your outer left hip. So Marian, is the knee going out and the foot should be going towards you? So bend your knee a little more. That's it. Yeah. You can help yourself with your right hand around your left foot. Yeah, and pull it towards you a bit more so that you really feel it in that left hip. Okay, and then from there, already out, not straighten the leg up, but keeping the leg out to the side, the knee out to the side as you straighten the leg out to the left side. Yeah, and as you do, see that you're not collapsing all the way to your left. So you're still pressing your right thigh down. Right thigh pressing down, straightening your left leg fully. Extend through the inner heel, the ball mount of the left foot, of the left big toe. Breathe, stay. Feel that the abdomen broadens from your left to your right. And then as you inhale, lift the leg back up. And you can bend your knee and roll to your side to come up. And we are going to work on some standing poses, starting with the tree pose, but I want you to do it with the wall. So stand up and put your feet together with the wall by the right side first. Feet together. Hands to your hips. Stand up upright. Navel chest lifting, shoulders back. See that the weight is even on your feet. And then you're going to lift your right foot up slowly, holding the ankle, letting the knee go out to the side towards the wall, and pressing the heel especially against the opposite thigh, but also the thigh against the foot, and lengthening. So from the groin towards the inner knee, there's length, and you're rolling the abdomen away from the wall. And then from the out knee back into the hip. Yeah, so really feel that kind of circular action around your upper right leg with your right buttock really squeezing into the body. And then from there, stretching the arms forward and up to the ceiling, extending, lengthening, breathing. And then as you exhale, you can release. Take your arms down, take your foot down. See how you feel having done one side. And then turn around to the second side. With the feet together. Begin to lift your left foot up slowly. So when you lift the foot, see that the weight doesn't that you don't collapse in your right outer hip. Yeah. So pressing the left foot high up against the right thigh. Heel can press more than the toes to help the foot stay. And then press the knee against the wall. Don't have the knee too far back. If your hips are stiffer, bring it forward so your hips are leveled. And then from there, rolling from the left to the right, abdomen, chest lifting. Feeling that circular action around your upper left leg now. From the groin to the inner knee, from the outer knee back into the hip. Can you feel it? From there, stretch the arms forward and up to the ceiling. Lengthen, extend through the tips of the fingers, the sides of the body, lengthening. Breathing. Roll the belly away from the wall. Story more, if you can. So as the knee presses against the wall, can you feel that action of the abdomen rolling away from the wall? And then as you exhale, you can release the arms, come back down, take your foot down. And we are going to get a chair. And we're going to do some few things. An upside down chair. So the chair can be against the wall. And first of all, let's just do a dog pose. With your hands flat on the wall, on the upside down chair. Yeah. It gets you more in your shoulders, bringing the shoulder blades in, opening the chest. If you all have suitable chair, then you will do. The chair needs to be against the wall. Less, yeah, otherwise it may slide. I don't know if you can find some space, Liam, just to make it stable. Because we will do, yeah. You are okay now, I know, but in a wee while you won't be. So lengthen the sides of the body, so really press in the hands, especially the inner hands down on the chair, and lift up. Lengthen the sides, lift the buttocks high, pull up the knees, push the thighs back, breathe, feel, be there, be present. From there, you can walk your feet forward, come into Uttanasana. So your feet are underneath the buttocks. And you can take your hands up higher. Just stay in Uttanasana for a bit with the chest open, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest up, getting the openness in the chest. And then from there, you can come up to standing. Now we are going to do Trikonasana. So let me show you. You're going to have the foot, so the right foot first on the upside down chair, stepping your left foot back. There might be those noises as the seat kind of buckles. So making sure you're wide enough with the feet. This is a really good way to feel it in your bones, yeah, so that you really get that compactness in the hips. And then stretching through your right arm, extending, lengthening towards the wall as you bring it down, and stretching the other arm up. And then maybe going down lower down 2 bars. My chair has the 2 bars at the back. I don't know what your chair is like, but just taking the hand where it needs to be for you. Okay. All right. So right foot on. I was showing you first, so now let's do it. So right foot is on the chair. Make sure you're turning the foot out properly so that you are turning in the hip from inside out. And the back leg is strong, so push the heel down. And then you can just start with the hands on the hips, roll the shoulders back, extend through your right arm towards the ceiling. Have the palm away from you, extend and lengthen then. Start reaching towards the wall, keeping the upper arm at your ear as you reach. And then bring your hand down to the chair. As you press it down, turn, abdomen, chest turning, top, shoulder back. And then if you can take the hand down lower, do. But see that you keep your right leg strong. And stretch then when you're ready, you can stretch your left arm up to the ceiling. But enjoy that. So this is creating good stability in the hips. Yeah, especially now your right hip. Legs, both legs firm, straight, pulling up the knees. Is your right leg straight, Marianne? Pull up the knee. It's slightly bent, isn't it? So pull up the knee. And then as you inhale, come back up. And turn around to the second side. So stepping your left foot on the chair and have it higher up towards the top of the seat. Yeah. Higher up. If you don't have it on the lower edge, but higher up. Marianne, take your foot higher up on the chair. Yeah. Stepping your right foot well back. Turning the thigh from inside out. Back leg is firm, you're in your heel. And then as you inhale, stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling, palm away from you, extend and lengthen from the hip all the way through the tips of the fingers. Pull up the knee. And then from there, start reaching towards the wall. Reaching, reaching, reaching from the hip. So go from the hip all the way through the tips of the fingers. And then taking the hand down wherever you can without collapsing the spine. Yeah. And then turning the abdomen up, the chest up. Keep the top hand on the hip to start. So first you get the turn. Abdomen, chest turning, top, shoulder back. And then once you are ready, stretch the arm up. So Marianne, I wonder, can you take your hand up a little higher? You're a bit too low because, so the chest should be looking up, not down. Yeah. And turn from there, really turning. Straight, firm legs. Front leg really working strongly. And then inhale, come back up. Take your foot down and let's do it one more time. It's really good for you. Turn around to the first side. Take your right foot on the chair and have it high. Hopefully the foot is not sliding. When I do it, my foot doesn't really slide. And just check that the kneecap, the right kneecap is looking at the wall in front of you, not to the front. But yeah, right to the side. So you're rotating the hip from inside out really, really well. And then stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling, extend up through the arm, extend through the arm, and then reach towards the wall, keep reaching. So feel the straight line from the hip towards the tips of the fingers. Yeah, keep doing that. So you've got to move in the hips a little more, some of you. And then bring your hand down to wherever it goes. As you press down, then from there, turn the abdomen up, turn the chest up, top, shoulder back, breathe. Take your hand down lower. Maybe this time you can go a little lower than the last time. Stretch the arm up when you are ready. Is the kneecap pulled up, Sarah? The front kneecap? Just checking. I don't have my glasses. I can't see that well, but all right. Then as you inhale, come back up. That's better, Marianne. The leg was straight now. Take your foot down and turn around to the second side. So have the good distance between the feet. Make sure your left foot is turned out properly, turning in the hip or from the hip from the inside to the outside. And you are in the back heel. And then extend and lengthen through your left arm. Reach towards the ceiling, reach through your left arm. And then reaching through the tips of the fingers towards the wall. But at the same time, the chest is looking up. The chest is not looking at the wall, the chest is looking to the ceiling. Reaching, reach more, reach more, reach more. Do your best. And now take your hand down to your chair. So it's good to start higher first, and then you can go always lower down. Yeah, you don't want the chest to collapse down. So remember, this pose is really, really good for you, but you want to get energy from it. And if you're collapsing, then it drains you. That's not what you want. Toe palm up. And breathe. So like we did in the tree pose, the bottom buttock should be squeezing into the body. All right, good. Then as you inhale, come back up. Take your foot back down, release. And we are going to do, ouch. That's my head. Going to do Parshvakonasana in the same way. Okay, so good distance between the feet, bending the right leg now, trying to make a right angle. And it's harder, of course, because the foot is on a slant, but just try your best, do your best to make a right angle. And then you can bring your hand to the front of the foot, toe palm up and over. So it's kind of like there's a straight line from the back heel all the way through the tips of the fingers. And then if you can bring your hand down lower, then you can do that. Yeah, but have the arm in front of the knee, so your knee is back where it should be. Okay. Okay, so turning in the hip again. Make sure you have good distance so you can make a right angle. Back leg firm, you're in the heel. As you inhale, stretch the arms out to the sides from the center of the chest. And as you exhale, bend your right knee, go down and make a right angle. Don't be afraid to really bend the knee. Go into the hip. And then as you exhale, bring your hand down to the front of the foot so you can have it on the bar. So don't go so low so that you collapse the chest. Just have it on the bar if that's, yeah. And with your elbow, then you can keep the knee going back. Abdomen up, chest up, top shoulder back. Arm up then. You can, in your own time, then bring the arm up, rotate the upper arm and bring it overhead. And as so as the arm goes overhead, you should feel the stretch from the back heel all the way up. So when I did it, there was a straight line, hopefully. I want to see straight lines also. So bend the knee a little more, Marianne, if you can. Yeah. And breathe. Turn the abdomen, turn the chest to look up. So really feeling, let yourself feel that strengthening work in your right buttock. Be in the heel. Remember the back leg, we really have to stamp the heel down so that the thigh goes back. And then inhaling, coming up. Take your foot down and turn around to the second side. So left foot on the chair, on the top, right foot back. The back foot is turned in just a little bit. Rotating the left thigh from inside out. And as you inhale, stretch the arms out to the sides from the center of the chest. And as you exhale, bend your left knee, make a right angle. Go down, make a right angle as best you can. As you exhale, take your left hand down to the chair in front of your knee. So whichever bar, if you got the two bars there, start on the top one, then the bottom one. All the time turning the abdomen up, turning the chest up. And then stretch the arm up, rotate the upper arm towards the head and bring it overhead. Extending from the back heel all the way through the tips of the fingers, breathing. All right, then as you inhale, come back to center. Step the foot down. We'll do it one more time again. So this is one of the very important poses. So right foot on the chair. And left foot back. Turn the back foot in slightly. So your heel is out and the toes are in slightly. And then Extend the arms out to the sides. As you exhale, bend your knee. Go down, make a right angle. And as you breathe out, take your right hand down to your inner foot, wherever it goes. See if you can go a little deeper this time. Stretch up through the top arm. Rotate in the upper arm, bring it overhead. Yeah, now you're going deeper. We're going a bit more, Marianne. Great. Abdomen, chest turning, top, shoulder back. Are you pressing the heel down, Liam? The back heel, yeah. So because if the back leg, if the thigh collapses, if you're not pressing the heel down, the thigh collapses and then everything goes down. Yeah, you want to push the heel so the thigh lifts. This is for everybody, but thigh lifting, and then from there you can look up. Good, Tori? Yeah. Good, Sarah. And then inhale, come up. Take your feet down. And last time the other side. Okay, so left foot up, right foot back. Get yourself set so that, yeah, pull up both knees, back leg firm, especially. Roll the shoulders back, stretch the arms out to the sides from the center of the chest. And as you exhale, bend your left knee and go down deep. Make a right angle, go down deep in that hip. But back leg stays straight. Then as you exhale, take your left hand down to the front of the foot. And as you push the knee back from there, turning the abdomen up, the chest up, top shoulder back, arm up, and then rotating the upper arm, bring it over. When you bring the arm over, can you really feel the extension from the heel all the way up? So it becomes much more, it's like one unit. Yeah, it's a holistic pose, not fragmented. Bend a little more, Sarah, in the hips, if you can. And then inhaling, coming back up. Take your feet down. Good. So now in a different plane, so we are going to do Parshvottanasana. Still on the chest, so you can bring your right foot up, left foot back. So this time I want to face the wall. Yeah, so it's a different plane of movement. So the back foot is turning in an 80-degree angle. The right hip goes back, left hip comes forward. Navel chest is lifting, and then from the hips coming forward, pressing the hands down on the chair to lengthen through the chest, and then going down lower in your capacity, but yeah, keeping the chest open as you go. Okay. The right foot is on top of the chair. And the left foot back. So start standing, yeah, stand upright first and turn the hips. So taking your right hip back, left hip forward, back leg is firm. And then leading with the chest as you start to come forward from the hips, lead with the chest. Take your hands to the legs of the chair. As you press down, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up. And so with integrity, see if you can go a little lower down. So you don't move the hips stay as they were, and see how far you can go. Yeah, so challenging your hamstrings. Roll the shoulders back. Is the chest open? Is the chest smiling? And then you can come up, take your foot down, change sides. All right, so both hips are facing towards the wall. So this time you want to take your left hip back, right hip forward until you feel that they are facing the wall. Navel chest lifting, roll the shoulders back, and then from the hips go forward. So as you lead with the chest, come forward. Take your hands on the sides of the chair as you press down, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest more even. See what it's like with the lift, and then from there, eventually you bring your forehead to the leg. Yeah? But you need to move from the hips. Yeah, Tori, can you go a bit more? Yeah. Okay. So you all know best where your head is. All right, and then you can come back up. Step your feet back. Now just do Uttanasana again. So this time, so your feet, or let's just see how the legs are after what you've done. Yeah, so you can have your feet slightly apart. Bring your hands down on the top of the chair, shoulders back, lifting the chest, and then coming down a bit lower if you can. And then maybe to the floor. Uttanasana. So have your feet hip width apart. And when you're coming forward, so the hips move up, buttocks move up as you go forward first. Yeah. And then so as you press the hands down on the chair, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chest, and then from there going down lower. And maybe lower still. Breathing. Yeah, buttocks high, rolling the shoulder, yeah. Buttocks high. And then as you inhale, you can come back up. And you can have the chair up right now. So we're going to do Prasarita Padasana. So yeah, so you can use the chair today. So lifting the buttocks coming forward from the hips. So first getting the space, the length. Yeah, so you can start on top of the chair. And maybe this is as far as you go. Or maybe then bring the hands to the floor. Yeah. And then bring the hands back in line with your feet and the head down. And the head can be on some block here. Go into the full pose. The feet are wide apart. I showed my mat was the wrong way, but please be on your mat, yeah, so you don't slide. Okay, so from the hips come forward, lengthening. So as you lengthen as you press the hands on the chair, it helps you to lift the chest again. So it's always the same action. Lifting the buttocks high, pulling up the knees, and then yes, the outer edges of the chair are pressing down on the chair, and you can lengthen forward through the arms more, opening the armpits fully. When you go forward, don't take your buttocks with you, Tori. Keep your buttocks over the heels, so don't take the buttocks forward too much. And keep the legs firm, pull up the knees. So really making good space for the spine in the upper body, the side of the body. And then from there, if you can, so if you're already rounding your back, then don't go any further. But if your back is straight, then take your hands down, lower to the floor. So yeah. And then can you take your hands in line with your feet? So Liam, you can, I can't see your back, but I suppose you're good. Yeah, and can you take your head down? Yeah, but Maria, now you've lost it. Yeah, so it's better for you, for now, to take your hands to the chair and just work at lengthening the chest. Lifting the chest, moving the upper back into the body, concave in the upper back. All right, then as you inhale, then slowly come back up. And so we are going to sit down and you will do a couple of or some forward bends, which are calming and cooling. So sitting on some blanket or a block. And I would like you to try this actually with the wall. Yeah, so Janu Shirshasana will. So have your right leg near the wall first. Or left leg actually, because you go to the left leg if you can, to the wall. And then just let me show you first. You're going to bend your left knee, pressing the knee against the wall. So you adjust so that you have the right distance. Because as you press the knee against the wall, yeah, as I press this knee, it's a bit like the tree pose we did at the start. I turn away from the wall. Something happens in that buttock. This is a good way to understand what needs to happen there. So navel is looking towards the straight leg. Yeah. And then stretching the arms up and coming forward, lengthening, and then going forward more. But pressing that knee against the wall. Let's try it like that. Have a belt ready, of course, as well, if you think you need it. So left knee first against the wall. So you're going to just sit first in Dandasana, parallel to the wall. Make sure you're sitting upright, so you're sitting on enough height. Yeah, so having a blanket or a block. And then bending your left knee. Let the knee go out to the side and pressing against the wall. So first, Marianne, you need to sit on something. Yeah, sit up a little higher because. And yeah, so as you see what happens. So for yourselves, just see what happens when you press actively the knee against the wall. There's a kind of a turn in the spine. And that's the turn that you need in this pose. Yeah, the knee presses against the wall. Can you feel that you turn away from it? Yeah, and there's an action in that buttock as well. So navel is looking at the straight leg, and then as you inhale, stretch the arms up to the ceiling, lengthen, extend through the arms. And then as you breathe out, then take yourself forward towards the foot, hold in the side of the foot if you can. If you can't, you've got the belt. So have the belt around your foot and pulling at the belt evenly with the hand. So one is not forward or back, but they are even. And as you pull at the belt, shoulders back, lift the chest up. Make sure that the right leg is straight. And still remember to press the knee against the wall. And then can you go a little deeper into it, a little further forward. Let yourself feel the hamstrings. And then inhaling, coming back up to sitting. And change sides. So you have to turn around. Okay, so you've got the right knee against the wall. And having enough height to sit on so your back is straight. You can move with the hands, move the flesh of the buttocks away from the buttock bones, as you know, so that you're sitting on the front of the sit bones. Rolling the shoulders back, press the knee against the wall, and allow the abdomen to turn towards the left thigh. The belly, the navel is turning to the left thigh. Then as you inhale, stretch the arms up, extend and lengthen the arms, extend and lengthen. And then as you breathe out, reach forward towards the foot and use the belt if you can't reach. So give yourself as much slack of the belt so that you can concave the back, the collarbones. Concave the back and make your collarbone smile. So you feel it in your hamstrings then. So it's not rounding like that, Liam. Straight arms. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Lift the chest. So collarbone smile, big smile here. More. And strong like. And then, so you don't think of going down, but you think of coming forward from the hips. It's a different feeling. So there's more openness in the back of the leg. All right, then as you inhale, you can come back to center. I'm running out of time badly. Okay. We're going to do Triya Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana. This is better now to be higher, so have a block and a blanket. And so we won't need the wall now. Stretching your legs forward, shoulders back, lifting the chest up. Bending your knee, bending your left knee first. And taking the foot back into half virasana. And you're on the center of the right heel. And so this time it's an internal rotation in the thighs, in the hips. And it will challenge you in a different way. Yeah? Navel, chest lifting, roll the shoulders back. As you inhale, stretch both arms up, have the belt ready. And as you exhale, come forward from the hips, so getting hold of the side of the foot or the belt. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest up, and then from the hips, so coming forward, leading with the chest, from the hips coming forward. So you might not be able to bend the elbows just yet. If you're holding the belt, lengthen through the front, and then see can you walk your hands along the belt, letting go of the tension in the hamstrings. Just be with it, breathe through it, breathe into it. And if you're holding the foot, then bend the elbows out to the sides and use the hands to pull you forward. So think of coming forward rather than down. And go with your breath out so you can go a little further forward. And the weight in this should be even between the two sit bones. I know it wants to roll to the and then inhaling, coming. Did I freeze? You frozen me for a little while. Okay, so change sides. So this is one of the poses we don't really love, but need to do. All right, so now bending your right knee. All the toes pointing back. Thighs are parallel to each other. They don't have to be all the way, but parallel. You're in the center of the left heel. Navel, chest lifting, roll the shoulders back as you inhale, stretch the arms up to the ceiling, lengthen, extend first, and then with that space, then go forward, so really reaching through the fingers. catching hold of the side of the foot or the belt if you can't reach. And then from there, as you pull, shoulders back, lift the chest up, and then going forward more and more as you breathe out. So just be aware, work with this inner dynamic of lengthening as you breathe in, letting go as you breathe out. So even though it looks static, it should not feel static on the inside. And then breathing in, coming back to center. Release. And we are going to do Paschimottanasana. So you can have your feet slightly apart. Keep your height. Moving the flesh of the buttocks away from the buttock bones. Feet are slightly apart. Have the belt ready. So this time it's symmetrically coming forward. Navel chest lifting. As you inhale, stretch the arms up. As you exhale, come forward from the hips, catching hold of the sides of the feet if you can, or the belt if you can't. Shoulders back, lift the chest up, lengthen, and then go forwards more in your own capacity. Inhale, making space in the front body as you exhale, inhaling, lifting, exhaling, going deeper. All right, then as you inhale, come back to center, and we are going to do Bharadvajasana like this, and in this way. So first starting with the legs in a right angle and right angle to each other. And you can have a brick behind you to press your hand against. So do you see? So it's kind of like a shape of a swastika, not swastika cross. Inhaling, lengthening through the front, and then exhaling, then turning to your right side. Yeah. It's very interesting because when you do it with your legs wide, you get access to parts of the lower spine that you normally can't reach. And then from there, we take the feet then closer to each other and come into the normal, tighter Bharadvajasana and feeling how it feels after that. Okay? So starting with the legs in a right angle and also right angle between them. Inhaling, lifting, lengthening through the front body. And as you exhale, begin to turn to your right side. Lifting, turning, trying to sit in your left buttock as best you can. But use your breath. So as you inhale, lift, and as you exhale, turn more. Lifting and turning. All right, then from there, you're going to bring your feet closer. So you're going to have your left foot on top of the right foot. Yeah. And so as you press your right hand on that brick, lifting and turning. So it's still doing what you've done before. You will feel different now. So pressing or allowing your left buttock to descend. You don't have that, normally we do it on some height. You don't have that now, but just notice what happened after what you've done before. And then inhaling, coming back to center. And preparing for the other side. Okay, so again, so bending your legs, knees to right angle, you're going to go to your left side now. Yeah, so inhaling, lengthening through the front, exhaling, turning to your left side. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn, lifting and turning. As I press my hand then on the brake, lifting, I can really feel my left waist lengthening. It's a good feeling. It's kind of normally hard to get to. All right, and from there you can bring your left foot close to you, then the right foot will be now sitting on top of the left. Come upright, trying to descend down through your right buttock. Inhaling, lengthening through the front, and exhaling, then turning to your left side. You can use your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, lift, exhaling, turning. And see if you can get that same kind of turn, especially in the left side of the waist. All right, and then as you inhale, come back to center. And then you can undo, come back to symmetrical. And before you finish, we are close to finish, I promise. You're gonna have 2 breaks and do Purvottasana. First, the tabletop. So have a look first. I'll remind you what this is. So fingers are facing forward. You've got your hands on your bricks. And so I've got my fingers kind of hanging off the edge of the brick, and then pressing the feet down as I lift the buttocks. Yeah, so trying to come into a tabletop. Okay, let's do that first. So rolling the shoulders back. So it's the shoulders back is the challenging bit, isn't it? And then lifting the buttocks. Lifting the buttocks higher and higher and higher and higher. Roll the shoulders back so your chest is open, as if you want to suspend the chest up from the ceiling. Breathe. Yeah, stay for a wee while. And then as you exhale, you can come back down. And we will try the full pose, but have a belt. The belt is tied around your feet. Yeah, both feet. And it makes it so much easier to breathe, because in this, so let me show you. So this time the legs are straight. So the bricks are about the foot behind your buttock. And then as you breathe out, you're lifting the buttocks up while the feet are going down. So if you have that belt around them, it makes it easier. Yeah. Okay. Show you one more time. So as I press the hands down, I lift the buttocks, and I'm really pointing the toes down to the floor. Okay, go for it. Purvottasana. So the bricks are about a foot behind the buttocks, and your feet are tied together with the belt. Keep your, yes, as you take your hands on the bricks, straighten the arms, and then as you point the toes down to the floor, lift the buttocks. So you want to press the feet, your toes to the floor as you lift the buttocks. Good, getting good height in the buttocks. Yeah. Just maybe, Marianne, take your bricks back a little bit more. Oh, and if this may be too much, so just do the tabletop one more time. Yeah. Good. Good, Liam. Hold on. And then come back down. Undo the belt and you're ready to relax. So you can have a bolster on your thighs or underneath your knees. So making sure that you are in a straight line, that you have some support for the head if you need it. You're on the center of the back of the head, tucking the shoulders under well. And start to let go. Relax the face and all the facial muscles, widening the space between the eyebrows. Soften the eyelids. Let the eyes move down away from the eyelids, as if you had eyes at the back of the head, looking out through the darkness of the skull. Relax the jaws, the tongue, the throat. Feel the contact you have between the back body and the floor, from head to feet and feet to head, feeling all the touch points between the back body and the floor. The whole plane of the body on the floor at once. As you breathe out, soften the abdomen. Let it fall down towards the back completely. Like a soft parachute falling down from the sky. With the breath out, soften the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, and all the fingers. With the breath out, soften the groins, the hips, the thighs, the kneecaps, the shins, the ankles, the fronts of the feet, the soles of the feet, and all the toes. Just allow the body to be heavier and softer. Surrendering more and more to the gravity, letting go. So please relax for as long as you need to. I wish you all a peaceful Christmas without stress. I think that's an important thing. And lots of gratitude. There's a quote that really speaks to me. With gratitude, optimism is sustainable. With gratitude, optimism is sustainable. So with that, I leave you. Good night, everyone, and thank you for being here.